Look, memory can change the shape of a room, it can change the color of a car. And memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation, they're not a record. And they're irrelevant if you have the facts.
Someone wants me. Someone roaming the streets wants me.
Your car's uglier than I am. That didn't come out right.
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got our Senator Karin Housley on the Al Travis Show. Senator, how are you?
I am good. Thank you.
Can I talk something personal to you quickly, and then we'll get to all the stuff of the day, because I absolutely need you today.
Okay.
All right. So for folks who do not know, Senator Karin Housley is married to my best friend, Phil. Phil is a Hall of Famer, a hockey guy, and he's done a lot of coaching, so he's been going around. So the question comes, Senator of Minnesota, when your husband, my best friend Phil, would come to town for a hockey game, let's say for New York and the Rangers back in the day, what uniform would you wear as the sitting Minnesota senator? Does your alliance, will people say, lie with Minnesota, or did you wear the Rangers uniform to the game?
Well, I will tell you what I wore. I just wore a neutral black long Lululemon jacket and didn't cheer for either team when they would score. That's only because I have the job as a state senator. I love the Minnesota Wild every single day when they're not playing whatever team my husband's coaching for, because that pays the bills. So I do not want the owner of the New York Rangers to see me cheering for the Minnesota Wild, and I think Craig Leopold and everybody with the Wild would completely understand.
Okay, now take it down about 1 million levels.
Okay.
My wife teaches at the Blue Earth area schools. My kids have all went through the Blue Earth area schools. I'm a big Buck fan. I own every maroon and gold outfit you could possibly have. My youngest son graduates. He is now coaching at Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial, the Knights. Usually not a problem. The son was kind enough, because he's cheap, to buy his mother and I matching Lake Crystal jackets for when we go to watch the games. Fine. If I'm Lake Crystal, no one knows who in the world I am, I can wear the jacket. Lake Crystal comes and plays the Buccaneers tonight here in Blue Earth. Do I wear the Lake Crystal jacket? Because the only person in the gym I know now will be my son, who's the coach on the other side, and get booed by the people who actually know me. I want to feign sickness is what I'd like to do.
That's a tough one.
I know.
I think I'd wear the Lake Crystal jacket.
You would, and just tell people, my kid over there, I got to do what I got to do.
Yep,
All right.
I would do that. I mean, it's not like they can pull their kids from the school that your wife already teaches at, and it's not like you're going to lose any business because I would lose votes.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from.
You would understand that that's your son, and you have to go support, and you got to kind of go sit on that side too.
See, that's what I'm thinking too, and maybe if I wear a face mask or something, they won't know it's me. I don't know. It's a really hard thing. This is really going too far down. It's really hard to root for a coach. I mean, you can't yell. Crowd yells that they're calling the wrong plays. Maybe I think my kid's yelling the wrong play. You can't scream down, call a better play. You can't yell at your kid who's a coach.
I always said that to Phil. It was so much more fun watching him when you were playing, because you could yell, and coaching is just like, okay, who am I supposed to watch here? Do I care? Oh, your power play plays suck. Like, but then you still have to go to support, but you kind of like just sit in the stands and
okay. Well, I got that tonight. We'll go. I like that. Thank you very much. Now we can get to the big stuff.
Is wrestling?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to see you.
Yeah, I know. And my wife's still a teacher there, so I try to. You can go maroon and gold, and I'll go with the blue. I don't know what we're going to.
Why don't you split her up?
Yeah, that's what we'll probably do. All right, quickly, some things happened. Maybe you noticed it, maybe you did not. I'm going to put it this way. I think the Republicans might have gotten what they wished for, and they may not like the results. It looks like Governor Walz is now going to pull out of the race. He is not going to run, and that's going to reshuffle the cards. Your thought on the governor's announcement, which comes up in about an hour and a half from when we're taping this?
Yeah, I've already got my egg bake in the oven, because I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have my brunch and watch Governor Walz's news conference, even though I've already read through his whole announcement. I think members came out, Republicans, because it's what should have been done.
Yeah.
Walz would never resign or would never not run for a third term because Republicans said so.
Yeah.
It took the queen of the Democrat Party to go have a meeting with him yesterday,
Yeah.
sit him down and tell him, you've been Biden. You're out. You are not running. I am telling you.
See, but if it had been Biden, this would have happened 100 days before, not 300 and something. There is more than enough time to anoint someone on the Democratic side to take that mantle up. And now it's Minnesotans, lean to the left. Let's be honest. We haven't won a statewide race. It puts all the cards back in their hands unless they pick foolishly somebody who can be tied to the fraud.
I think they did plan this out. I mean, this has been going on for, and there was a post out there that actually said that January 5th was going to be the day, or is it the 6th, whatever today
The
is.
5th, yeah.
The 5th, that Walz was going to be taken out. So I think there's been rumors that this was going to happen. No, we haven't run statewide. We still have some great candidates, 14 great candidates, or maybe 13.
See, but doesn't that hurt you, Senator? I mean, the right is hurt having that many because, and here's where I'm at. You go to the caucus and they start voting on this stuff. You could win this thing with 7%, right? If you multiply it out or something, or 8%, something like that. That's a very small portion getting what they want. And it may not be your best candidate.
That our 14 candidates can get together in a Zoom and say, okay, we all have the same mission. It's to beat whoever is running for governor on the Democrat side. I'm hoping they all have egos that can be bruised a little bit and come out and say, you know what, we are unified. This is our one candidate and we're all behind him or her. So that is my hope, because it's time. We cannot go to our conventions with 14 people. Because, we cannot have that.
Let me throw this at you. I want your prognostication. I did this with Senator Kupik earlier today. So there are some lead candidates, Senator Klobuchar being I think the lead candidate. She had to talk with Walz. Would she want to go from senator in the U.S. Senate, which is a lot of work, I mean, a lot of travel, that sort of thing, and would she rather be a governor, do you think? I mean, she ran for president.
Her and her husband, they have one daughter, and I am wondering if now that daughter, she is of married age, and if she's having kids back here in Minnesota, I do know that is a big pull for a lot of grandmas to want to be grandkids. She is in leadership in D.C., but it's just a swamp, and I hear she's not that happy there because they've kind of pushed her aside for the Hakeem Jeffries of the world for left.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this was the deal, a backroom deal, and she will be the anointed one, which is why she came in and told Timmy that he had to step aside. I've been wrong 100% of the time, and I would be so happy to be wrong on this one. I would be elated if it's not Amy Klobuchar, but
that would be a heck of a fight for any Republican to beat Amy Klobuchar in this state. Now, that being said, rumor has it, if you're going to gamble, another possibility, she gets it. She wins. Her Senate seat is open, and she then says, Governor Walz, will you fill in? I think you were, mistreated. You're better than that, and give him that Senate seat. Could that happen?
I'm 100%. I would put my estate on that she will not do that.
Oh, she won't.
She will not do that. She would have done that had he not agreed to, or he decided not to run for a third term, and she came in then, because then he could go out gracefully, and all of this stuff probably wouldn't have gone so hard on him with the fraud.
Okay.
Like, they really went hard on him, rightfully so. But I think there's no way. That makes a laughingstock of the legislature. It really diminishes her wanting to do the right thing. Be honest, he got pushed out. Pushed out. This was not his choice. He said he and his family, he's come out with his release now, even though it's not on till 11 o'clock today. But of course, he blames Trump, not, I should have been watching closely what's happening under my watch. But if Amy Klobuchar appointed him to her seat, all credibility for Amy goes out the window.
What does he have? Just with the last minute, the governor, if he steps out, it's not my fault. He can say that all he wants, but he's not going to get a job running any large corporation with this kind of fraud going on. He probably can go back to academia, right? The the U of M is going to, some university is going to say, come here, you're a vice presidential candidate. Some left-wing university might hire him, but he really has no more future than in politics whatsoever, right? I mean, you ran for vice president, you got whooped, you got booted, you couldn't run for a third term.
No future in politics, but I have a feeling the Democrats are going to parade him across the country during this next 10 months to just bash Trump in every state possible. Here's the bully that Trump is, and here's what he's going to do to you in your state. Here's what he did to me in Minnesota. That's what they're going to use him for. If the Democrats were smart, they'd keep their distance from him also. I got to tell you, the calls I'm getting today is he going to show up for the fishing opener in Stillwater in May? And I was like, oh,
that's what we need to worry about. We'll talk about that as we get closer to it. When we go to break, we'll come back. We'll talk about some of the other candidates that they've been listed as possibilities and see what Senator Karin Housley thinks right after this.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We've got our Senator Karin Housley on the program talking about what happens now that Governor Walz is going to be jumping out of the race for governor. Not to rip Blois in the take, a good friend of the show, but when he lists the possible candidates, he doesn't list Lieutenant Governor Flanagan. I want to throw it out there. She wanted that gig. Everybody waited to find out what Governor Walz was going to do, and she wanted in, and they had some kerfuffle, and he says he's staying, so she says she's going to run for the Senate job. Well, she would be lieutenant governor. She says, would she not be the heir apparent to this job? Your thoughts? Why is she not listed in the take as one of the head candidates for that gig?
Well, one, because they had a huge falling out, and she's just kind of been kept out of everything the last 6 months, and they don't like each other. So no, she's not
Oh,
the heir apparent. And
okay.
if she did decide to jump in now that he's stepped out, um, this is all on her. And what if she does get if she goes to the primary and wins the primary against Angie Craig for the U.S. Senate race, this is all on her head too. Like
Well,
this.
let me throw that at you. How come she's so clean? Why is it we sit here with all of this going on nationwide? You never hear the lieutenant governor's name. If Walz had run the vice presidency, she'd be running the ship right now. I presume she was in the meetings to get all caught up. You can't say you weren't in on them. What does the lieutenant governor do if she's not tied like everyone else in this mess?
Which,
The fraud.
speaking of, I was thinking this morning, the worst decision Governor Walz ever made was to become Kamala
Right.
Harris's VP, because it brought him to that national level, and his little aw shucks routine isn't working, and you're going to get scrutinized a lot more. And just think today, he thought a year ago he was going to wake up as vice president of the United States, and
Yeah.
whew, what a
Look where we're at
difference.
now. All right.
Um,
So you know the season. How she get by without being covered with fraud?
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? And I want to add too, this is going to go deeper. I mean, this one, for him to step down and not, I mean, I don't think he's
Not
going to
run.
step down, but not run again. There's a lot more. This is worse than what's already been out there. Like, he cannot run away from this, even though he said in his press release, he talked with his family over the holidays, and he just can't put as much time into a campaign as, no, it's just all coming out, Tim. So I think that he's going to, I forgot where I was even going with this, but
Let me throw other names to you. I want to get through it before we get done.
Okay.
Congressman Dean Phillips' name comes up. He ticked off his party when he said Biden was too mucked up to be running things. Can Dean Phillips comes in? He'd be a center left candidate, if you will.
yeah, he ticked his party off too much. He would not
Right,
get the
exactly.
support. Mind you, it's still going to be, I don't even know if Amy Klobuchar will go for the endorsement, because she's still more to the middle than far left, even though she votes far left when she's in Congress. But I don't know if, I don't think Dean Phillips, I'm sure some of his large donors are talking to him about it today, but I don't think he would
How
get.
about Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy, who Walz kind of knocked out of the not out of running? Is she someone that would be feared?
All of this fraud, waste, and abuse, and is on her too. Like, she
Okay.
owns this. Senate Democrat owns this. This is all them. So I would welcome it. Go ahead, Aaron Murphy, because we're going to hang all of this on you too. These were
Well-
your policies under your watch, and so is this paid family medical leave that just seems to have everybody in a tizzy.
The last one, great, according to the take, is Senator Nick Frentz, who was a great friend of the show. Would you get two governors back to back from Mankato?
I think Governor Frentz being really good friends with Governor Walz really hurts him. And again, all this fraud is on him. The $18 billion is on. Nick Frentz voted for that. This fraud, his oversight. No, I think
All right.
the only hope they have is Amy Klobuchar, and let's hope that's not.
Well, we'll see how this all pans out after 11 o'clock today. Let's one more thing that I'd like to ask about within 2 minutes we have left. On the first day of Minnesota's paid family leave, that was January 1st, by the way, generally a holiday, 12,000 people signed up. Now, as I understand it, 130,000 was the guesstimate for the year. So that's what we were kind of paying for, what we thought would be there. Almost 10% on the first day. Is there any way in the world this doesn't blow up on our face? Can by February, when you guys get back, do some change into this bad boy? This is good. I'm telling you, it's going to be out of control.
It is going to be out of control. Once one coworker says, "Hey, where did Jeannie go?" "Oh, she's taking care of her uncle in Florida because he's dying of cancer." They're going to go, "Well, I'm going to do that too." It is just going to snowball. Come February 17th, will the Democrats do anything about it? We have amendment after amendment after amendment where we tried to fix it. We tried to put some guardrails around it. We tried to have some oversight over it. They said they're fine. They say that Deed's running it, Department of Economic Development, and they're great. No, they're not. No, they're not. Nobody in the Walz administration can handle a program that's been put together this quickly. They passed it in 2023. It is going to snowball into another one of these programs.
See, but here's my problem with this. It's fraud should have every Democrat running and saying, hey, we got to make sure that this thing goes according to plan. But it isn't fraud when you set it up like this. You mentioned Jeannie watching her dad in Florida who has cancer. Jeannie never goes to Florida. She just calls dad every morning to make sure he takes his pills. That's called care. So the fraud isn't necessarily that you did anything you weren't allowed to do. It's just how little you have to do. 6, 7 people can all take care of dad in Florida if he has enough kids here in Minnesota, all getting paid. This isn't necessarily fraud. We set it up so they wouldn't be fraud. It's just taking from the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? No one will go to jail. You follow the rules. Jeannie's following the rules. She gets her money.
That's the program the Democrats put in place in 2023. Not one Republican voted for it. They pushed it on through, and now everybody can take 20 weeks of vacay to take care, to make one phone call to their dad in Florida and take their 20 weeks off. And our small business owners who are calling me every single day since January 1st going, what the heck? How do I replace these people that are on paid family medical leave? Yeah.
I'm out of time. Love having you on. Next week will be a lot of fun. 2026 is coming in, just like 2025 left. Woo! We got stuff. She said her, Karin Housley. Thanks for being here.